So anyway, we need something to drive the tax system. Now, some taxes, as we were saying at lunch, I think are really bad. Taxing work is a really bad idea. The payroll tax, it'd be very hard to think of a worse tax. It's not progressive. Everyone pays the same rate up to the cap, and then there's no tax at all. So if you're high income, you know, you can start celebrating, I guess if your income's high enough, in March or April, you don't pay any more payroll tax. Okay, so it's bad in that sense. It taxes work, but we want people to work. So why are you taxing them? It taxes employers who employ people. But hold it, you want them to employ people. So why are we taxing them? It favors moving jobs outside America. And why would you want to do that? It favors replacing people with robots. Why would you want to do that? So it has lots of bad effects. So that is a bad tax. Taxing corporations is a bad idea. And you know, I'm almost the only progressive economist who thinks that raising the corporate tax would be a bad idea. Everyone else thinks it's a great idea. It's the typical progressive tax. It's a bad tax. Again, it causes corporations to move out of the United States, or to try to cut special deals. Give me the tax break and I will build a factory in your community. We ought to just get rid of the tax. Level the playing field. No corporate taxes. Instead, if we wanted to, we can tax the owners. So we impute all of the all the profits to the owners of the corporation and tax them as income. Okay. The income tax is probably not a terrible tax. I think there's better taxes. Okay. So I like taxing bads. So pollution, alcohol, tobacco, maybe financial transactions, which is another popular progressive tax. Those tax bad behavior. Ideally, they eliminate the bad behavior. So the goal of a bad tax is to get rid of the behavior. So the ideal is to have no revenue at all. So you tax smoking out of existence, then there's no tobacco tax revenue at all. Okay. The ideal tax to drive a currency is a broad-based tax that cannot be avoided. That's the ideal. Taxing income won't work when you're trying to monetize an economy. The European colonizers found that out. They went down to Africa, you impose an income tax, nobody has income, they have no incentive to get an income, it doesn't work. So they said, we need to impose a tax they can't avoid, so we have a hut tax. You tax the huts. They got to live somewhere, okay? It will drive a currency, it's very effective. So we could have a hut tax, or house tax. And you want to make it progressive, so you make it square feet. You want to make it environmentally friendly, you make it cubic feet. Because you got to heat and cool cubic feet of airspace. So I think this is an excellent tax. We should have a cubic feet of housing tax to drive the currency. And finally, you don't want to allow accumulation of family fortunes. At least I don't. Dynasties. So you have an inheritance tax with a goal of essentially wiping out the inheritance. So it should be very high. You can have a exempt amount, $1 million or whatever, but to get the high wealth. So those are the kinds of taxes that I would advocate. So you need to drive it, but then again, you also want to change behavior, and you want it to be progressive.